Boom, baby. So it's been a while since I've done one of these vlogs, honestly, because I've been ashamed. If you haven't heard, um, I had a terrible, terrible day over a year ago now, and it's still dragging on forever. And I just wanted to start this out with saying I'm sorry to anybody that I've ever made feel any type of way. It's the complete opposite of my character, and that's why I feel so much shame in it. I truly do, from the bottom of my heart. I'm not really much of a crier. I could freaking cry about it. I absolutely just feel such regret and shame from even just being accused of something I didn't do. I mean, like, it's just it's the absolute pits. It's been the pits. I've lost my apartment. I've fallen apart financially, um, spiritually, emotionally, physically. It's been the roughest year of my life, but hopefully I'm going to come out on the other end stronger. Um, I just wanted to say my piece of the story, and I know not everyone will listen. And just some people will listen to. If they want to not like you, they'll just find ways not to like you. If they want to like you, they want to listen, then maybe they'll find a reason to like you, and that's just the kind of human nature of it all. But I've done this for over 10 years. It's something I truly, truly cared about. I tried to do my absolute best with everyone that I've ever encountered. I showed everyone respect and love. I treated it very seriously. This is my career. This is my lifeblood. This saved me from so much. I had a heat stroke down in Mobile. That's why I even got into massage therapy. It was truly, truly a godsend for my life. And I'm so thankful, even though this happened, that I ever found it and all the people that I helped. And it just means the absolute world to me. It's the best thing I've ever done in my life, honestly, for myself, for others. Um, and it just feels like such a shame that it had to hopefully not in this way, but it's taking a break from this. It's been dragging on for over a year. So basically, in a nutshell, what happened is I was on lunch before I went back to do another massage. I had like 7 massages. It was a busy day, um, and a woman accused me of taking a picture of her butt, which was covered, by the way. She made a propaganda video. I'm not here to attack her, but she made a propaganda video, and she was draped legally, professionally, and with consent. She was never exposed in any way more than what she shows on TikTok every day. It was just a regular massage to me, and another massage. I did mess up by looking at the Auburn highlight that popped up on my phone. I had a weak moment. I just watched it on lunch. I was way too invested on the team. We were number one in the nation. Dylan Cardwell, who did the alley oop, I had him on video saying he loves me by name. Before that ever happened, of course. I was just really invested in the team, and I've loved basketball since the beginning. Since I was knee-high to a grasshopper, I was playing basketball all the time. Just dropped off at the gym every morning at 5 o'clock in the morning. Like I've just always loved basketball, especially Auburn. That's just I had a weak spot. I had a weak moment, and I'm not a machine. I'm not a perfect person. I messed up. I owned that. I owned it from the start. It was really unfortunate that I allowed her to feel uncomfortable. It's my fault. My fault. But to paint me as this horrible person, that is wrong, in my opinion. I'm not. I care so much. I care so much. And the only reason why I haven't said anything is because my boss that I respect so much at Santa Fe had told me not to, but she finally gave me clearance to talk about this. Um, and it's a civil case. All this thing I don't want the the lawyers to try to pick apart one simple sentence that I make and try to turn it into something it's not. Like all that kind of thing. Like in the video, when she made the propaganda video, she was secretly recording me. She didn't want to have any type of resolution. She didn't want to hear my side. She just wanted to scream and yell and make drama for TikTok. Honestly, that's my honest opinion. I'm not here to attack her. I really am not. I just want people to see, through the facade, in a way, I guess you could say, of what she was trying to paint me as, and what they're trying to throw back in my face from 2 years ago. I've been doing this for 10 years, over 20,000 people, okay? If you work with enough people, there's been small instances, never anything serious, but there's going to be people that are not happy with you, like it's just, no matter what you do, it's just the world we live in, and that day, over 2 years ago, it was the first day I had COVID symptoms, and I went to work anyways because I wasn't sure I had COVID. It's the first time I ever had COVID. It was early in the morning. We had like 7 massages to do again. It's another day. It was a 15-minute massage. It was a couples massage. I have a witness. Marianne was in the room with me, and Marianne is not the lying type. She would definitely tell on me. Okay, like we were co-workers, but she's not gonna lie for me. All right. Nothing happened in there. You can ask. She was on the record of saying that. It was the most standard PC massage I think I've ever done. She was under 2 sheets, not just one. Okay. I have it pretty mapped out. I did about 15 minutes on her back, about 10 minutes on her legs, flipped her over, maybe 5 on each leg, and 15 on the neck and shoulders. That's all there was to it. Even the only weird thing that happened in that massage, I've replayed it a million bazillion times. It was the first time I ever had a serious allegation against me. She said it tickled when I was working on the front of her legs. Some people are just ticklish, all right? And so I said, hey, immediately, I was like, do you want me to continue? Are you okay? You know, blah, blah, blah. Like I always do. I always was so alert. And I'm trained and watching for your body language of ways, you know, even if you don't say anything, are you showing discomfort in your body in any way? All those things, was watching for that. Neither of those in either circumstance showed any of that. And still here we are. We finished the massage. Everything was fine. They didn't seem just like upset at all. We got them water, they left. And then the next day, as I'm laying in bed, it's a Sunday, we're off work. My second day of COVID now, so I'm really feeling it. And just feeling like crap, and I get a call out of the blue from my boss saying the girl says she touched her vagina. Like, what's up with that? I was just floored. I didn't know when, where. I was just like, how the hell could this even happen? Eventually, I don't know how I got it. I guess I got it out of her. There was like who, where, like what happened, you know, like what person it was. And so then I was able to like replay in my head, all right, it was the first massage of the day. I was like, did anything weird happen like ever? Man, like no. I just wish it was their first massage ever. I wish they would have known they could have requested a female. We would have bent over backwards for them in a heartbeat if they had said anything, like a single word about any bit of uncomfort. They didn't. It is what it is, and ever since, like online and whatnot, like she's gotten on Jody's posts and everything. Like she just still to this day feels out for blood. It feels like Jody's the same. They're so they just want me to be this bad guy, and like maybe I should somehow make a space where it's okay for them to be wrong, and also I did wrong, because also like listen. That's still, at the end of the day, it's still my responsibility to make sure nobody feels any type of way. And that's my fault. I should have done less. I was trying to do the absolute best that I absolutely possibly can. I guess that's probably what got me in trouble more than anything. It's just like I started getting a ton of 5-star reviews from doing the best I could possibly go. Like I would not do extra in a way, but I would like, you know, go to the line of that, like to try to do the absolute best I could possibly do. And that's all I tried to do. I gave extra time when I could, because it wasn't about the money. It was about helping people. It was about like trying to do unto others as you would want them to do unto you, like that kind of vibe. It just rips me apart. It's completely destroyed my life. I've lost my apartment, financially, emotionally. I've had a lot of panic attacks ever since. People were saying I look nervous in the video. Well, I've had a heat stroke, and then ever since I've had panic attacks and anxiety. And there was a lot going through my head at the time. It wasn't just this woman. Like I'd already had a client on the table, and honestly, since we're being transparent, I had a bag of weed in my car. And so she's saying she's gonna call the cops. So immediately I was like, okay, I got this client on the table. How the hell am I going to tell that client, like, what's going on? Like, I got an issue out here. It's one of my regulars. Is a man able to say that? Like, it was a normal person. I'm like, what am I going to tell this dude? Like, also, how am I going to get rid of this weed? And I was immediately jumping to the worst case scenario. That if they're going to call the cops, they're just going to take me to jail. They're not going to listen to what I say. And luckily they did. They listened to what I said. I told them the truth. I did not refuse to talk to cops. They were making that propaganda video saying I refused to talk to cops. I did not. Definitely talk to them. It was so stressful. Honestly, it was so stressful. I was just went to worst case that I'm going to jail. Oh my god, that's why I didn't want them to call cops. And I had a bag of weed on me in my car, and I was like worried about that. It was just a whole bunch of things, man. And you know, I'm still trying to be professional. I'm working at Santa Fe. These people I really love and respect. I hate that they're trying to paint them in a bad light because they know the story of the first allegation. They know my character. They know that I had a witness. They know that Marianne would not lie. So they hired me back over a year. They didn't let me back for a year. I wanted to come back, and I worked at Labella, and I worked at Birmingham Wellness Massage, and nothing went wrong. I was on probation. They knew that. I just was doing well, and nothing happened during that probation period. I was on my P's and Q's. I was trying to do the absolute best work I possibly could. We had a great 2 years, and it was like the day afterwards when I got off probation, this happened. It's like, what the hell? It's almost like the universe just trying to just be like, ha ha ha. But it was my own doing. I know it was my own doing. I shouldn't have looked at the game. I have anxiety myself. I shouldn't have given her a chance to spiral into her thoughts of whatever she came up with in her head. I've worried about things in my head that were maybe a little bit I don't want to say something attacking, but like, so me myself I've been worried about ridiculous things before. Okay, and it seems so real to me in my head. Okay, so I get it, and that's still my fault. That's still my fault to ever make her spiral. Like, it was extremely dark in the room because Marianne, I was sharing her room. She had already had the lights turned on. I just didn't turn them up. So whenever I checked the highlight, it really lit up the room, and it was kind of an oh shit moment. Put it to my side, and then was just like, oh crap. And then I lifted it back up when it was like stopped doing its ad, because ESPN had an ad. As soon as I clicked on there, it was a bright ad. And that's when I was like, oh crap, put it down. And then I didn't even watch the highlight. I just kind of clicked out of there. It was just like, oh, let's just get out of here. And then I checked the score a little bit later because I was feeling anxious about the game. And I saw that they won, and that was it. And this became this huge thing. And even just talking about it just gets me upset. That's why I put on the chill vibes, man. It just like, it's just such a triggering thing to talk about. I've been struggling with my anxiety and everything, but man, I just feel like I wanted to get that out there for y'all. And I know this is a long video. I could go on and on, but overall, I just wanted you to know, the people out there, that I'm sorry, and I never meant anything but good vibes and love and respect. And I really hope to get back soon. There is still a possibility. We're going through the process with the board and these civil cases. I'm more than willing to give them my old phone. I hope they forensic my phone to hell and back, and it can prove my name, but they don't really want to do that because I feel like it would prove that I was right, So I think they're just trying to do it without that, because it's just, they keep saying, well, can we get your phone? I'm like, yeah, and then we've done that like 3 or 4 times now. So I don't know when that'll happen, if it will happen. I just want this all to be over with so badly. I want to get my life back. I even got hired at like a smoke shop, and then they fired me because of the hearsay that they heard at the online. This thing has followed me around for the longest time. Oh, it's so frustrating, especially the first case, because they wrote those 2 damning sentences. I had a lawyer and everything, and they had me against a rock and a hard place about going back to work. I was in a similar situation, just like bleeding out slowly but surely. I needed money really badly, and they were like, you can sign this consent agreement, and it will just be this long, huge, vague thing, not this 2 damning sentences where it's like, Bradley admitted to sexual misconduct or anything. I never admitted to sexual misconduct. It was just this huge, long, vague thing, that lawyer S thing, dash 5, 3, 4, whatever. It was this huge, long, vague thing. And it's like, if you just sign this, we'll let you go back to work, and you'll be on 2 years probation, and you go to these classes, and blah, blah. And I needed to go back to work, like, financially, just keep my apartment, to keep my life. And that's why I signed it. And then I was so disappointed when they wrote those 2 damning sentences on there. And now everyone reads it, and it's just like, oh, see, he did the same thing before, sexual misconduct, blah, blah, blah. It was a huge misunderstanding 2 years ago, and I'm not trying to make her feel like her feelings are inadequate or whatever, lesser than mine. But that's really what it was, like, in the facts. And like, it was still my fault to ever make her feel that way. We should have done more. Period. End of the discussion. But the Alabama Massage Board got sunset on for a reason. It was just a it's a whole nother video, man. It was a bunch of bull. Honestly, it was a bunch of bull. It really was. So that's how that happened. That's how those 2 sentences got so damning on my name. And now whenever you Google my name, you see that crap, and I absolutely hate it. and I hope to sue for defamation when all this is over with. Honestly, I want to try to clear my name of this. I don't feel like I deserve it. But at the same time, I want to take responsibility for what happened, and I should have done better. So that's my story. It's the truth. And I thank you for listening. I guess that's about all. I want to make sure I didn't forget anything. Main things, I mean, like, I could make a video like her style, like all chopped up, and have these little clips on there and like show you like every single time she lied and everything. That's not really my strong suit, and I don't want to attack her. Honestly, I just want to move on with my life. I tried my best not to say anything too negative about her in the video. But it was really a sad thing, honestly, where it just felt like it was pure propaganda, where we could just pick out where it was lie, over and over and over and over again at every single point, like saying I didn't have insurance, I did have insurance, saying I didn't have my license, I did have a license, but like we could just go on and on and on. Like, it's just like, what? And she was just trying to paint me as this worst person ever, using old coworkers with her little screenshots or whatever, with just like people who didn't like me over petty stuff. Like, if you want to get into that, like, oh my god, okay. Like, she used one girl's response. It was like, that girl hated me ever since she put sticky notes all over my car, was like flirting with me. And this is how childish it was. I was like, oh, call me, I think you're my baby daddy, blah, 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 putting sticky notes all over my car. So then I asked one of the coworkers, I was like, hey, do you think this person likes me or something? And then that coworker went back to her and told her that. She got so mad. She was, never keep my name out of your mouth, blah, 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 blah. Just freaking out about that. And she's hated me ever since. So that was one girl who was very quick to jump on that page. And another one, I was thinking about letting her live with me. So she came and hung out in my apartment for a night, and it was just the vibes were like, I can't wait till you leave. So obviously I probably should have been nicer about it, like let her down more slowly. I just kind of ghosted ever she left because I didn't want her to be my roommate anymore, and she's been really spurned ever since that. And drama queens, man, when they see a potential, it's like a football game to them, honestly. Like when we were kids, and everybody was just like, hey, who wants to play basketball, or football? And everybody's like, oh, me, me, me. Well, drama queens, they do the same thing to drama. They're just like, oh, who wants to get on this? Me, 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 me. It's just, I feel like that's what's happened with some of those, with those ex-coworkers. I could get 90% of my coworkers to vouch for me also, and 99.9% of my clients to vouch for me also as a good, caring person. I have thousands of 5-star reviews. I've shown the investigator. I've tried my damnedest. I don't want to sound too defensive here at the end, and too attacking, but I just want you to know the truth. Like, it's just like, I've always tried to be transparent. I've always tried to be real with people. There's no script. It's just me in my messy room after I got kicked out of an apartment because of all this. I started having panic attacks. It's just been a freaking mess. And I really just want to get my life together. Found Jesus again, if that helps. I mean, I never really lost Jesus. Jesus was my hero as a kid. I'm not some bad person. I love God. I love trying to be a good person. I would never do anything to anybody without consent and love and respect. And of course, when we're doing massage therapy, I have to follow the law and all that too. So I was very fearful of this ever happening. It's like my worst nightmare. That's part of why I was so freaked out. And just talking about it just gets me all anxious. And now I'm, just going on and on. But I don't want to forget anything. I don't want to feel like I'm rushing out of here. So anything else, if you have any questions, you can ask me. And then I guess I'll just end with, if anybody ever felt any type of way, from the bottom of my heart, with everything in my being, I am sorry. And I never, ever, ever, ever wanted that to happen. Truthfully, I regret anything that has ever made anyone feel any type of way. I've grown as a person, and we can only move forward. These mistakes will not define me. I will move forward, and I will get better, and we will have a better day. So I hope you're having a good day out there. Happy Monday. It's almost 20 minutes long, but I guess that's my piece, and wish you well out there.